Hey King, thanks for clicking on the video. Today I want to present something to you that may be a bit controversial and may have many people disagree with me, but if you do disagree, I do urge you to hear me out at the very least. So, as you've seen from the title of this video, I do not believe that Boogie2988 is a Lolcow. Lately, Boogie has been propped up as a Lolcow, with him being a part of the Lolcow podcast, which I'm just not really a fan of. Personally, I think that show is super lame, but that's just my opinion. But I'm just really confused on why Boogie? Now, I'm not trying to sit here and say that Boogie isn't interesting. He very much is as a character on the internet, but Boogie just doesn't strike me as a Lolcow, because brother, I'm not laughing. When I think of a Lolcow, I think of outrageous people who have some extremely funny moments that derive from the Lolcow doing something ridiculous, which can stem from all kinds of things, such as incompetence, overconfidence, or degeneracy. But the most important one is a lack of self-awareness. When Jason Blaha made the Copper Top 22 video, it was so funny because he unironically believed it would convince people that he wasn't lying about the mercenary stuff. When Chris Chan tried to come out as not autistic, it was funny because he believed that it would fool the trolls and they would leave him alone after that. Cyrax unironically believes that his music is amazing because why else would the trolls be stealing it from him? These are just a few examples of Lolcows doing Lolcow things, and what has Boogie done? Nothing, really. There's only one thing that I can think of that could maybe be a Lolcow moment, in my opinion at least, and that was during a stream where he was playing with some fans, and Boogie asked one of his fans if he should lead the squad instead of his fan, because the fan had said that he didn't have a father in his life, so Boogie said he probably didn't know how to lead or something like that. I can't actually find the clip where this happens, maybe it was just a fever dream, but that's ultimately the only moment that I can think of that screams Lolcow to me. All of his other big moments are things like his trunks falling down during his fight with Wings of Redemption.
Looks like they're taping him up, taping those shorts. Trying to avoid this London crowd from seeing a full moon.
Which to me was more annoying than anything because I wanted to see the fight and this was just a big delay. He also fired a gun into the air as a warning shot when a troll known as Frank Hassel showed up to his door.
30 seconds, I'm going to fire a warning shot.
Fire it now! Fire the warning shot now.
Is this what we have to do?
Which really isn't funny. This is just wildly dangerous, as that bullet could have very easily come down and hit somebody totally unrelated to the situation. He also gave the most aggravating mock interview of all time, which wasn't really funny because it was too obvious that he was botching the interview on purpose.
I did work at a small gaming store back in 2006, 2007. I am disabled. Recognized by the state of Arkansas, but also the United States government. There's that. Now, the downside of that is I am extremely depressed, so there's some mental health issues that we bring to the table. And then physically, I am morbidly obese. I have no references, no work history, and no education. And when you Google my name, you might see rumors that I beat my ex-wife. Should mention I'm also a felon.
Okay. What's the nature of your felony?
Aggravated assault.
How old is it?
About 2 years. I did work in the porn industry for the better part of 7 years. So
he also had a little freak out where he shouted over a guy on the Lolcow podcast saying, "Keep her name out of your mouth," referring to his 20-year-old girlfriend.
Why don't you leave her name the fuck out of her mouth? Why don't you leave her name the fuck out of your mouth? Why don't you leave her name the fuck out of your mouth? Why don't you leave her name the fuck out of your mouth? Why don't you leave her name the fuck out of your mouth? Why don't you leave? Yes.
Whenever I get you, you do this.
You ain't got shit.
I'm sure there are more Boogie moments, but these are the ones that I know about, and I notice a very consistent theme about the major Boogie moments, that they're really not funny, they're just annoying. See, Boogie is too self-aware, and I believe that he is playing a character like Francis. If Boogie was Francis unironically, then he would definitely be a Lolcow, but he's not. Now, this could just be a conspiracy theory, but I think he's doing all these things like shouting over a guy, having an unhinged, irrational moment, because it's the only way that he can stay relevant and make money. I mean, whenever Cyrax has a similar freak out, it gets clipped and everyone loves it. So what's the difference with Boogie? Well, Cyrax does this all on his own and doesn't see a red cent from it. But when Boogie does it, it gets people into the stream that he profits from. Also, when before all of this Lolcow stuff did we see Boogie behave anything like this? Well, when he was playing his Francis character, which was entirely fake. So in my opinion, Boogie is playing a toned down version of his Francis character for all this Lolcow stuff, because no one cares about anything else from Boogie and he knows that. He tried for a long time to play off of sympathy to get people to feel bad for him because of the tough circumstances that Boogie has endured, but he ran out of goodwill from the public between his many failed weight loss journeys, the constant e-begging, and just the general apathy for his woe is me shtick. So now he has weaponized the ill will he has from the public by making himself look like a fool and an object of mockery. Boogie wants you to believe that he is a pathetic moron, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say he's some evil mastermind that is manipulating the masses like a puppet master, but he is obviously playing up everything he is doing to get more attention, because he can't get it in any other way, and it is absolutely working. I did say that in the beginning of the video that Boogie is very interesting, and I do believe that. I mean, every time a boy's saturated content uploads a video about Boogie, I watch it. But it's not to laugh. No, sir. Just like for Saturated, I watch Boogie coverage to get angry. Now, obviously it's not legitimate anger, at least for me, but Boogie's particular flavor of ridiculous is a bit aggravating, so I wanted to present a new term for individuals like this. Rage cow. It's not uncommon to get angry with real lolcows because a lot of lolcows are objectively bad people. I mean, when I hear that Cyrax sent his noodle off to what he thought was a child again, it makes me want to pop his head like a zit. Or even for someone in the case of a lolcow that I would say isn't necessarily a bad person, King Cobra, I would get really annoyed when he would talk about how Puff is going to come back after hibernating outside as if he didn't kill that lizard, most likely due to neglect, in my opinion. There's a big difference between the anger felt towards a lolcow and the anger felt towards a rage cow. No matter how much I dislike a lolcow, that person will still have some moments that I can look back on and find extremely funny, whereas a rage cow is just someone that you watch to get angry at. Maybe I'm a bit weird. I mean, lately I've been getting into lolcows and making videos about them, so I'm probably a bit weird, but rage cows absolutely have a place in this sphere of content. It is a fine line between the lolcow and the rage cow, but I do feel like it is an important distinction to make. But that's going to be it from me, however. Tell me what you think about this topic. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a blessed day, and peace out.